Split it in half, right? What is glyco? Sugar. So what does that word mean? Splitting of sugar. So to make it relatively easy for you, we're going to take sugar and we're going to split it in half. You see this 6-carbon sugar here? We're going to split it into 2 of these. Okay? And this happens to be called pyruvic acid, but you should know that this is called pyruvic acid. So we're going to split glucose into 2 of these so that we can work with them. This is you eating a candy bar. This is you splitting that candy bar in half. You don't have to do that if you get a Mars bar because it's already in half. Twix is already in like 4 pieces, but you still have to split it. So this is glycolysis, splitting of sugar. This isn't going to get you anything. 2 ATP, big deal. That doesn't do anything for you. Ready for the next step? We're going to take pyruvic acid, which is half of a candy bar, right? And watch what we're going to do now. We're going to use this to strip off these hydrogen protons. And we're going to use this to strip off the electrons. What do you think we're going to do with those hydrogen protons? Anybody have an idea what we're going to do with a bunch of hydrogen protons? We're going to shove those, you see all those hydrogen protons right there? We're going to shove those in here. And as long as you can keep putting hydrogen protons in there, this thing will what? Spin and make. So do you agree? You're trying to keep the battery charged, right? So in order to keep the battery charged, we've already decided that you have to eat a candy bar. You have to split that candy bar in half, which is called easy glycolysis, right? And then what you have to do is take the pyruvic acid that you made here, and you have to strip off the hydrogen protons and stuff them into that little space, right? How are you going to stuff those hydrogen protons into that little space? Easy. The 3rd step. It's called the electron transport chain. And when all those little hydrogen protons get stuffed into that little space, you know the rest of the story. That machine's going to spin around and make ATP for you. Let's take a look at how much ATP is made in glycolysis. How many? Which, by the way, all this, everything here is on your exam. But believe me, this PowerPoint is 100 times more easier to digest than the others. How many ATP are made up here? Only 2. How many ATP are made in the Krebs cycle?
2.
Only 2. But the electron transport chain, where that little machine is spinning around, look at how many get made. 34. And remember, this is 34 for every one of these that are made. How many pyruvic acid were made at the very beginning, by the way? 2. Didn't you think this one split it in half? Now you got 2 of these, right? So with this one candy bar, you're going to make, please say 68, please. Right? 34 for this one, and 34 for the other one, right? So there's 2 of these that are made, right? So we'll talk about for the rest of the class, even on your exam, we'll talk about one of these coming through the cycle. So here's pyruvic acid. We only made 2 ATP here. We stripped off all the hydrogen protons, and we made 2 more ATP, which is nothing really. But then once we stuffed all those hydrogen protons into that little space, that machine spins around and makes 34. Now, there's a problem.